Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast with me, Heather Hope. I'm trying to get my volume up. Okay, so how are we doing today? Today is September 17th. So, excuse me. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Heather Hope. I am a law of attraction business coach, mentor, teacher, inspirational writer, and speaker. I just got done writing a book called The Inspired Entrepreneur. It's a 366 days of inspiration for entrepreneurs. So I work with entrepreneurs who are business owners, coaches, artists, actresses, actors, restaurant owners, what else? Celebrities, TV personalities. I work with the whole gamut. Anybody who basically is what's that called again? What is that coming to my mind? 1099? That's pretty funny. I work with the 1099ers. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So I work with anybody who basically is self-employed. Help them with the law of attraction. So a while back, I've been teaching law of attraction since 2007, when I first saw the movie The Secret, which I still think is a great movie. A lot of people say some things about it, and I'm like, I've watched it numerous times, and I think it's still fine. I don't know what the deal is. Excuse me. So I realized I love business. I came from a family of entrepreneurs. Everybody on my father's side, they're all in real estate, by the way. And I was in real estate for a little while. And I love real estate. I love houses. I love owning houses. And I love building houses. And so I love visiting houses. I love the thought of having multiple houses around the world. So I love it. But I came from this entrepreneurial, multimillionaires, like just generational amount of multimillionaires. And I wanted to be a business coach for a while. And, I was a therapist for 12 years, got into online coaching because I wanted more freedom. I wanted the freedom to have more clients around the world, and now I do. Because as a therapist, I was limited to my state, which I currently, at the time I was in Arizona. And so I was only limited to Arizona. And I'm like, gosh, and I wanted to work from home. So I'm like, okay, forget this. I'm going to be a coach. And here we are. So I became a business coach in law of attraction because I saw a gap with what people were doing. I still do all the time. I see a lot of people who are into law of attraction, who are into spirituality and all of this stuff. And they're also business owners. And I kept hearing them talk and seeing them do what they do, basically ignoring the law of attraction. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you have to like learn this, because if you really truly believe in the law of attraction, then there's a lot of things that you wouldn't be doing in your business if you truly understood the law of attraction. Does that make sense? So I became a law of attraction business coach because people have told me that I'm really good at explaining things, so that's good. Okay, so that's what I do. I help people really truly understand. So basically, I'm a student of Abraham Hicks and all the other, and infinite intelligence and all that stuff. And I actually have a business coaching, what is it called? The Soul Line Business Academy. I started it in the summer of last year, and almost everybody who started with me is still with me. And I help, like, it's basically, if you're a student, basically of Abraham, because everything I've been teaching has been, well, a lot of it has been heavily influenced by Abraham Hicks. So if you're a student of Abraham Hicks and you have a business or you're an entrepreneur in some way, this might be for you. It's this space. I didn't mean to talk about this at this point, but it's this space of, it's a group coaching membership. So it's a monthly membership. You can join, you can leave, you can sign up for the whole year and get a really good yeah, great savings. And you just go through the success path that I have created for you. And I help you with monthly training and monthly coaching calls and all that amazing stuff. So it's for that. So if you're a student and you like to dive into these concepts and have conversations and be around other people who are just like you, that's one of the big pieces too. Like a space that you can actually talk about what you want and not have people think you're absolutely crazy. Because there's not that many people I can talk to, but I can talk to people who are in my membership. And I do a lot because they're amazing and because we're all on the same page. So everybody else outside of this like little network, I just do not talk about it. I just don't talk about it. It's all good. So anyway, there's a link somewhere, but you can also download my 7, what's it called? I was talking about it yesterday. The link should be around here somewhere. It's called The 7 Things You Must Stop Doing Today to Grow Your Business with the Law of Attraction. It's a 13-page PDF download for you to read through and see some of the things. I narrowed it down to 7 things that I see all the time, especially in online businesses, but it doesn't matter. I see these mindset issues all the time. And so this is some of the things that you can stop doing today, that you must stop doing if you really want like massive success. Okay, so the links will be somewhere in this podcast on my page somewhere. I promise you. I just got the thing ready yesterday, I believe it was, or today. Okay, guys, so September 17th, let's just jump into what today's topic is. 6 minutes, and again, we did that yesterday too. Okay, you can have anything you want, but you must decide what it is you want. It's 3 paragraphs, but you can have anything you want, but you must decide what it is you want. How amazing is that? You can have anything you want, but you must decide. You must decide. What happens when you don't make a decision? You're creating by default for the most part. If you're not making a decision, and I'll get into this in just a moment. We talked about it before, but let me finish the quote. Be a deliberate creator by deciding what you want and putting your attention on moving in that direction. Don't decide what you want and then doubt yourself. That's going in the opposite direction. That's one of the 7 things to stop doing is doubting yourself. It's all mindset. Okay, so let's go through this again. You can have anything you want, but you must decide what it is you want. Be a deliberate creator by deciding what you want and putting your attention on moving in that direction. That's all you have to do is move in that direction. Move in that direction. That's aligning with your desires. If you happen to catch my download, the 7 things you must stop doing, towards the back of that PDF, you're going to see, I added it in there because I love it, my Soul Aligned Business Success Journey. It's the framework of my membership. And so moving in the direction of your desires is it's like sitting on my desk all the time. It's step 3, align with your desires. Align with your desires. So I can even read that to you. So step 1 is envision your dream. Envision your dream. I have training on how to go about that. Step 2 is create your new identity. I'm really big on identities. You can create a new one. Create a new one today. Think about all the things you don't want in your identity anymore. Things that you just don't like about yourself, which is like, we all have them though, right? Don't you have things you just don't like about yourself? But you continue to talk about them and tell people that that's just who you are and it's this habit and blah, 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 right? And then it keeps happening because you keep reaffirming it. But you can just stop that. You can just stop it. What you put your attention on is what manifests. So if there's something that you don't like about yourself, make a decision that's just not going to be you anymore. Whatever it is that you want to be, write those traits down. Write those traits down. Actors do this all the time. Change your name. Heather Hope's not even my name. Did you even know that? I'm not like this huge public person to say that Heather Hope's not my name. I created that name. My name is Heather, by the way. Hope, I would love to change my middle name to Hope. I'm not going to change my last name because I've already done that once through a previous marriage and it's just disastrous. So it's not, but I went back to my maiden name a few years ago after my divorce. I'm remarried and I am not changing my name to his name either. I don't need to. You know what I mean? I just don't need to do that anymore. So through the name change from going from my maiden name to my married name in the past. Okay, legal stuff, right? And then changing it back. And then, all you have to do is change, like you can change your name on Facebook. I know some people don't like that or Facebook doesn't like it, but whatever. When you, as a female, mostly, my statistics on actual Anchor says that everybody who's listened from Anchor are all women. Kind of surprising. 25% of my clients are men. So, like once you change your name once, you find out that it's not a big deal to change your name. I kind of thought it was a big deal to change my name before I did. So I changed it back to my maiden name. And then when I became a coach, when I moved from being a therapist to a coach, I was a depression coach. My expertise is in getting rid of depression. If you didn't know, I had over 20 years of like major depression. I'll talk about it for 16 seconds and that's it. I'm just kidding. I had suicidal thoughts nearly every day. I didn't really ever want to live. And it's completely gone. It's completely gone. So I was an expert in getting rid of depression. And so I became a depression coach. I had depression back then, by the way. When I was a depression coach, when I was actually still a therapist, I had depression. When I got out of being a therapist and stopped being a depression coach, that's when my depression completely went away, amongst other things. But whatever you focus on, whatever you talk with your clients about will become active in your vibration. It's really actually kind of scary. It's kind of scary. There is a really crazy Abraham Hicks recording that I heard recently that was shocking to me as a former therapist. I'm like, this is not good at all. I've been to 7 workshops, Abraham Hicks workshops, and nearly all of them, they talk about therapy and talk about therapists in a very negative way. And I sit there laughing because I know what it's like. So anyway, no offense if you're a therapist, because I still have therapist friends, but when you get out of it, it's like getting out of an abusive relationship. You're just like, oh my God, life is actually really, really awesome when I don't have to talk about all this stuff or focus on clients' depression and all that crazy, or all that stuff, right? Okay, so if you're curious about this, I don't even know where it is. I didn't save the video or the audio, but it was really crazy. It was about past life. It had to have been hypnotherapy. I used to be a hypnotherapist as well. I had a private practice doing hypnotherapy. Past life regression with a therapist, surprisingly. Usually it's hypnotherapists that do past life regression. Therapists, that's not even a thing in therapy as far as I'm concerned. But a lot of therapists are hypnotherapists as well. But that a memory came up for a client, that a memory came up with a client that she realized that she was sexually abused by her father. And what really had happened was the therapist doing this past life regression had just seen a client whose father did sexually abuse her as a child. And this mix of vibration is really interesting. That Abraham confirmed that this client, the therapist's second client that, came to realize, I'm putting quotes everywhere, came to realize that she was abused by her father, was never actually abused by her father. It was a vibration. The vibration came from the therapist, like thought vibration somewhere in there. And I sat here like, holy shit, guys. That's not even funny. So if I talk bad about therapy, there's a lot of reasons, and I just have a lot of reasons why. So as a therapist or a former therapist, I just have a different outlook on a lot of it. Since I got out of it and learned all of this, like everything that Abraham Hicks says is just so factual. Like I have seen everything come through, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. So that little bit is shocking to me because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on that I just don't prescribe to any of it. I'm just like, I unfollow people, I get rid of people on Facebook, I do all of that with things that people are like preaching is the truth, and you got to do this therapy and that therapy, and I can help you with your inner child and your inner work and deep work and all of this stuff. I don't want any part of it. I'm focusing on what I want, and guess what happens when I focus on what I want? I get it. And if I focus on something from the past that I don't want any more of, I get it. If I focus on something negative, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it isn't any harder than that. It's not deeper than that. This is not deep. Some people back 100-something years ago who were half of them back then, the psychiatrists back then, were snorting cocaine and having hallucinations and all that wonderful stuff, and was creating all these theories. And they were creating theories because everything's perceptual, right? Because that's what they were seeing. So it's all a bunch of crazy making. So anyway, get off my soapbox. So craziness. It's crazy. And I'm just telling you, I want nothing of it. I don't want anything about it. I'm insanely thankful of that I found what I'm doing now. Every single day when I do my work, I am so happy. I am passionate. I just have never been happier in my life. When I was a therapist, I thought I was happy with what I was doing, but I was not a very happy person. I mean, I had major depression. I was on medication. I was thinking of not wanting to live. I was having a hard time surviving. So here we are. Okay, let's reread it again. Let's go through it. Let's see if I went off the deep end anywhere. I probably did. You can have anything you want, but you must decide what it is you want. Okay, we got that, right? But you must decide. Like I talked about the other day of Abraham says, they really want us to make more decisions every day. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, how many decisions can I make in a day about like what I want? Because if we don't make decisions, we're not much of a deliberate creator. We're creating by default, by what we're living, right? We keep living the same day over and over and over, and we just keep living the same day over, right? And what happens is we end up in a place where we don't want to be because we haven't made any real big decisions on stuff that we want. So that's where a lot of contrast comes in. So when you have a lot of contrast, you're like, hell no, I don't want this. I didn't want this. What? And so that is when we have powerful decision. We make a powerful decision in that level of contrast. And I recently realized this about myself. In the past, I really got into a lot of contrast before I made a decision of like, oh no, I don't want this. Or like, no, it got too bad, like too far down the road in a neighborhood I didn't want. So I'm like, you have to make decisions to keep moving forward. So let that sink in. See what that means for you. Because it's something that I'm still chewing on because I'm fascinated by it. Make more decisions. They said make decisions daily. If you come across the actual audio or video that talks about this, send it to me, please, because it just came from a quote from a YouTuber. Actually, well, now I don't know which YouTube channel it is, but I may have screenshot it, but I probably cut it down. But anyway, they put it on a meme, on a graphic, and I mean, it came from a recording. So it's about making decisions daily, making more decisions daily, to basically getting out of the default, the creation by default. Okay, so be a deliberate creator by deciding what you want and putting your attention on moving in that direction. Putting your attention on moving in that direction. This is all my words. If it's a quote, I'll tell you if it's a direct quote. I don't have that many in this book, which is good. I really didn't want this to be a quote book by Abraham. I'm pretty sure that would be not cool. So most everything I write, occasionally a quote is just the best thing to post. So putting your attention on moving in that direction. Okay, don't decide. Okay, so this is what people do a lot. Don't decide what you want and then doubt yourself. Okay, so I'm going to buy a new house, but I don't know if I can get the money for it. Do you hear that? It's like, well, I made a decision to buy a house, but I'm not quite sure where the money is coming from. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can qualify. I don't know, blah, 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 blah. You know, we're contemplating moving to Mexico. We're going to Mexico in 2 weeks for a week. I've been doing those podcasts too for that week. But we're going to Mexico for a week to check out the area that we found and see if we like it. So it would be kind of our home base. We have this house still. We're going to remodel this house while we're out of it and go down there, but that would be our home base for like a year. I'm really big into tax savings. Really big, because the U.S. taxes the crap out of people. And so I've got this like 5-6 year plan now of what I want to do. And we're going to go down to Mexico. I'm really hopeful. I'm really hopeful, but I do know that I have to see it first before I know, right? So that's the first thing is like, okay, I'm really attracted to this area. It came, law of attraction. I'm looking for perfect weather. I found it. Second place for perfect weather in all the world. And so it's on a lake. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's a huge expat community. And we're going to go check it out. If we love it and we're like, yes, we really want to live here, we're going to get a lease on a house for like November, December, somewhere in there. Going to get my temporary residency in December and, have our home base for the next year in Mexico. But next year we're going to be in Italy and we're going to be in Portugal and maybe Lima, Peru. So I've got this list of things that we're going to do, and I'm excited for it. I'm so excited for it. So I'm lining up the energy. I'm aligning with my desires. So I'm not in any way, shape, or form, not at all, not for a second, am I saying, oh my God, and this is what typical people do, typical humans do. Well, I really want to do that maybe someday. Yeah, that'd be nice, but I can't. That'd be nice, but I can't do that. I'm not, it's this identity. It's part of an identity, right? I'm not the person, I don't do stuff like that. It sounds nice, but I don't do stuff like that. And it's like, I never really, truly wanted to travel the world until COVID made me sit in my house and like go crazy. So and seeing how, okay, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of things that I really want to explore the world. So we got our passports. We started with that. I had my passport card for the last several years to travel, across the border. but I didn't have my passport book because I had no reason to. I was homebound with my grandmother for 4 years, taking care of her, changing her diapers every single day, that sort of thing, feeding her. I did that for 4 years. She went to non-physical a couple years ago, but so I've been homebound. So now I really want to leave. I really want to go explore and see all these amazing places and see what we're going to do. Like, I have this whole plan that I'm looking into, getting expert advice on, of, starting a part of my business, another side of my business in Portugal for certain reasons that I'm working towards. A really amazing, cool company, a business that came to my mind over the weekend to start in Portugal. Craziness, huh? So, to get a second citizenship in Portugal. And not moving there at all, visiting and starting a company there. And it has a lot to do with coaches and full service boutique agency for coaches. And I'm super excited about it. So I'm lining up, I'm daydreaming about it, I'm visualizing it, I'm allowing the vortex to fill in the details, and I'm just going for the ride. And it is so much fun. So allow your imagination to flow. And when ideas come to your mind, the last thing to do, please don't do this, is say, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. Oh my God, that sounds hard. Oh no. Oh, I don't have the money for that. Don't do any of that ever again in your life. Never again. This morning, I was brushing my teeth and I thought, I can do all of this. I can do this whole massive, insane, cool backyard because I have an unlimited bank account called my Vortex. And if I want it, I can have it. That's the kind of pep talks that I give myself daily. If I want it, I can have it. Period. And why do I want all of that? Because it's fun to do. It's fun. No other reason for that. Just that it's fun to do. It's fun to build things. It's fun to be creative. It's fun to create. And that's it. There's no other reason but that it's fun. Okay, guys. So the link is down below. It's got to be. Since I record these a couple days in advance, it's kind of difficult to say something out there. But grab my 7 things to stop doing that you must stop doing today. What's it called? I can feel my voice. The 7 things you must stop doing today to grow your business with the law of attraction. It's mindset, but it's the stuff that I see constantly. If I venture outside of my little bubble, I see it. And then I go back in my bubble and I'm like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm not thinking that way anymore. Life is so much better when I'm not doing these things. It's so much better. So going back to what we were talking about for today, you can have anything you want, but you must decide what it is you want. That's it. And the thing is, a lot of times we have mixed vibration because there's so many things to choose from. And so sometimes that just means that you're not ready to make a decision yet on that. And I can tell you, I was like that last week on some things. And now I'm not like that right now. I see a clearer path now than I did last week. Because I had so many things that I'm like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Oh my God, how do you even decide? And Abraham's like, don't decide because you're not ready yet to decide. So go back to yesterday's episode, guys. Yesterday was really great about starting your day feeling love. Because when you feel love and just pure appreciation and love for the things and people in your life, not gratefulness, not, what's the other thing? Just love, appreciate. I love these things in my life. I love them. And start with that. And the vortex will unfold what's best for you. You'll get the ideas. You'll get the inspiration. You'll get the excitement. The excitement that you jump out of your bed and you're like, I cannot wait to go to work. I can't wait to work. I can't wait to spend my entire day working. I wasn't like that for a while. Well, ever. But I wasn't like that for quite some time until I really tapped into this energy. So I got to run. But jump on that download. The link is definitely somewhere. It's actually www.thesoulaligned.academy/7. That's actually the URL. So it should be down below. You can check out the success path, the success journey for the Soul Aligned Business Academy. Doors are open. It's probably it is the most. I've been in so many coaching programs, guys. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a lot less than what I provide in my academy. And my academy's way under, let me tell you, it's under $50 a month right now. So it's so cheap. And I thought about I was going to up it. I was, and I'm like, nah, I don't need to right now. So that's cool. But I've spent $500 for less a month. I've spent $5,000 for less. I've spent so much more on so much less. And it's not a complete thing. So this is it. Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs. There you go. Okay, I got to run, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.